What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a number of different things, about three or four, I guess. And first thing I want to say before we really get into this video too much is this is just going to be like a real talk video, just me and you talking about some stuff. I don't really have like a whole lot of notes here. I have like three or four sentences of just stuff that I don't want to forget, right? And other than that, as I said, it's just going to be me and you, and we're just going to be talking about it. And so it might be a little bit longer than it has to be, and I apologize in advance for that. So anyway, the three things that I do want to talk to you guys about is first thing is I want to give you guys some updates about the WoW token, and second thing is I'm going to tell you guys like kind of how I feel about Warlords of Draenor in general, and just some stuff that I've wanted to talk about in other videos but I've never really had the chance. I'm going to put it all together in this video too. And the third thing is, I guess, like not really a channel update or anything like that, but just like kind of a just like a meeting of the minds, just to let you guys know kind of where I'm at, and for me to know where you guys are at too. That's also part of this. Now, the first thing is the WoW token. Okay, you guys might not know what the WoW token is. The WoW token is Blizzard's way of legitimizing buying and selling gold, and it's also Blizzard's way of legitimizing buying game time with gold. Now, I don't really want to get into the specifics of this because I've already made two videos about this already, and so you guys can go watch those videos or just go check the blog post. You don't have to watch my videos at all. It's very simple. Blizzard is going to sell a token where players can buy that token with real money and then sell that token to other players for gold. And how they sell it is facilitated through something called Token Marketplace, and it has a preset I guess like buying and selling value. And as I said before, I don't really want to get too much into it. But one thing that I guess like there was an announcement today and some more information came out, and I do want to tell you guys just some news here. Real quick, is it's going to happen before 6.2, and it seems to be, it probably happened within like a month or two, honestly, it's my opinion. But I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow or just today whenever you guys are watching this, just because, we call it, that's what MMO Champion said, it's not going to happen. Anyway, point is that they did bring out some new information, and whenever I made my first two videos about this, one of the most crucial bits of information was that what was the price of the WoW token going to be. Now, each WoW token represents one month of game time, and so normally that would be $15. And so a lot of people were just kind of assuming that, okay, this is going to be $15 or something like that. I kind of assumed that it would be higher just because that would give them more money, and so that's pretty much why I thought that. And I actually ended up to be correct, unfortunately. And the price for the WoW token is going to be $20. And I think that this is really not a good idea. And obviously, I mean, I'm a layman. I don't really know. I don't have like the research that they have. I don't have the the data that they have. But just from my own personal opinion, I don't really think that this is a good idea to have the price that high. Now, the reason for that is that whenever you're buying the game time off the black market, basically, it's $15, and so $15 translated into gold is about 15,000 gold, and so I guess usually people sell it for like 12 or 13, and anything under that's probably a scam with a stolen credit card. So beware of that. Just letting you guys know. So anyway, the reason that this is an issue is that the price differential is a little bit too high, in my opinion. It's like 1/3 higher, 33% higher than the black market price, and I think that at that point, there's not really going to be too much of an incentive for people to go from buying it off of the black market to buying it on the token marketplace. And the reason for that, another reason, is that I've never heard anybody get banned or suspended for buying gold, or sorry, buying game time with gold. And so there's a very low risk of doing it, and so it's kind of like smoking pot. It's like it's against the law, but like people do it all the time, and I don't really think that this is really going to it's going to really curb any of that. And I think that honestly, I don't really know why they didn't make it like $15.99 or like $17. And I personally think that at a lower price they'd actually make more money. And the reason for that is that I wrote this down because I knew I would mess it up, because it's like some economic stuff, and I'm going to kind of explain it because I know even I'm going to mess it up. I said more people will be willing to pay gold for the time token because it's going to be it's going to be cheaper, and because obviously people are going to put up because they want to get a dollars amount out of the token. The more willing people pay gold for the time token, driving gold pricing on the token marketplace up because it's based on a dynamic supply and demand algorithm. I don't know how it works, of course not. Creating a higher gold to dollar ratio, incentivizing more people to spend real life money to buy the tokens because of a higher return on investment. And so what I'm really trying to say here is that, like, let's say people have a certain price, like since there's already a primary price of I guess like how much gold it costs to buy a time token, or like 30 days of time right now on the black market. Like let's say it's 12,000 gold. If somebody's going to be spending $20, they're going to want to get some sort of, I guess, like similar compensation for $20 instead of $15. And since there's already a primary value established, this is creating a secondary higher value, and that secondary higher value is so much higher that I don't really think that people will be able to buy and like get their money's worth out of spending this, because a lot of the people will not really want to buy the tokens out of the token marketplace because they're so much higher price, because the people who are buying them, they want to get their money's worth too. And so it's going to create kind of this weird dynamic where people have to pay more to get the same thing, where they could just get it from the black market pretty much with relatively no risk, and it's cheaper. And so I don't really know how that's going to turn out, and I don't really think that it's a good idea. But again, I'm a layman. I don't really know what I'm talking about. But we're going to see what happens, and obviously, I guess I'll never really know because I don't have the data. But just from my perspective, it seems like they'd make even more money if they set it at a lower price, because that would incentivize, I guess, like more trading, more buying and selling. Anyway, so that was the main thing that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, the WoW token. And the second thing I do want to talk about is, I guess, like the Wards of Draenor in general, and I guess like my opinion on how things have been going. And I know that some people might disagree with me on this, and I understand that's fine. It's not really a big deal. But it seems like kind of what really, I guess, like bothered me the most, and this seems like it really seems stupid. Like I'm going to tell you guys, it really seems stupid. But it really bothered me that the Blackrock Foundry 5 item level increase to like all the Blackrock Foundry gear didn't occur on Tuesday. And I understand like there's a logic behind that, and one of the bits of logic there is that, I think people at Blizzard, this is what I heard or read somewhere, that people at Blizzard went to Vegas for like some sort of a, I guess like a retreat, because the company had done really well, I guess, in 2014, and so they really had. I mean, like Wards of Draenor like sold a ton of copies. Surge WoW's, I guess like their subscriptions up, and tons of really great stuff. And so I don't really have a lot of bad stuff to say, about them doing that. And I think they're totally like, that's a good idea, because obviously they put in a lot of work, and they're also putting in like all these different like Hearthstone. And at this point, like they have a lot of different franchises going on. I think that you guys, a lot of people might not really realize that. They've got World of Warcraft, which is one of them. They've got Hearthstone, Diablo, StarCraft, because they're coming out with a new StarCraft expansion, a Protoss expansion, and apparently that's supposed to be announced at BlizzCon. And also on top of that, now they've got Overwatch, and I think I might even be missing one right now. So Heroes of the Storm, that's the one. And so they've got 6 franchises kind of built up. And obviously, that's a lot to do. And, I'm sure that, I mean, all those things have been doing pretty well. Like even Diablo 3 has been doing pretty well. And so anyway, the point is that they were on the retreat, and they didn't get the hotfix out. It just wasn't ready, because that's what they said on Twitter, is it just wasn't ready, right? And so people might ask, it's like, why is this really a big deal? And for the past like 5 or 6 years, all of these kind of changes and hotfixes have happened on Tuesday. And everybody raids on Tuesday, and everybody that does raid, they raid on Tuesday. And not everybody, don't tell me that you raid on Friday and Saturday. I'm sure that there are some people, but almost all of the raiding guilds and most people, you see the most pugs going on. The majority of people, the highest, I guess, like amount of raids that are going on are probably happening on Tuesday. And it just seems like one of those things where it's like, why did you announce this thing that's going to happen if it's not going to happen on the on the reset day? And because then people, I don't know, it's just, I don't know what it was really about it. It's just kind of like a goalpost thing, and it seems like that's what's been happening with a lot of stuff in the expansion, and it even goes back to BlizzCon. And BlizzCon, Karabor and Bladespire Fortress were announced to be the capitals of the expansion. And Karabor is probably, in my opinion, one of the best. Actually, not one of the best. It's probably, in my opinion, it's the best crafted, like architecturally and aesthetically. It's probably the best city in the entire game. Okay, period. My opinion. This is my opinion. It is amazing. Okay, Bladespire sucks. Okay, too bad. But Karabor, amazing. All right. So that was just completely scrapped. Like that didn't even happen. On top of that, what were some of the other things? The Heirloom tab just got released in 6.1. That was supposed to happen before Wards of January even came out. And Tannin Jungle. Yeah, it's like at this point, I would be glad if Tannin Jungle came out before I don't know, before like next year or something like that. It's kind of crazy that it's still not out, and it's been like 4 months, right? And so I don't really know what's going on, and I don't really know if I mean, I guess they must know what's going on, right? Because it's like, I mean, they're the ones at the company, but it just seems like very frustrating to me that the goalposts have kind of been moved and moved and moved and moved. I think I wrote down, yes, one more example. Farallon. Farallon is what Netherstorm was before, I guess, like some kind of thing happened. And Farallon was originally on the Wards of Draenor Alpha. Like if I had the Alpha version for a few days, and if you went to the map, you could actually see connected to the top of Gorgron, you could see another zone, and that zone was supposed to be Farallon. And I hope that they'll maybe announce that or release that with maybe, what do you call it, maybe 6.2 or maybe 6.3 or something like that. And I think that would be really cool as like a new questing and like daily zone with like more powerful monsters and everything. But I don't even really know if that's going to happen, and I don't really know if they do either. And it seems like there have been a lot of things that have been kind of scrapped and changed, and I guess like pushed back. And at this point, it's just kind of frustrating because it seems like there's not really a whole lot to do, I guess, in the game. And that's really kind of my third point here is that I bring out content. I try to bring out content every day. Okay, and what I really mean by content is I mean content. Like I do not like to bring out bullshit. I could have done a video on there was some stupid thing I thought about doing a video on, and then I realized nobody cares. I'm trying to remember what it was. And I mean, don't tell me about half my other videos. Nobody cares about them, but I mean, because obviously, yes, sometimes like pet battle videos I do, like nobody really gives a shit about those. Oh, the Deepwind Gorge video, I did that one, and like not really a lot of people watched it, and it doesn't really surprise me too much. I'm not really a PvP channel, but the point is that it's been hard for me to kind of come up with content and things that people want to see, and I think that one of the reasons for that is that there aren't really a whole lot of things in general. Now, one thing that I have been looking at doing, and I'll talk to you guys more about this, I guess, in another video. But I do want to ask right now, if you guys have a video request or something like that that you want to see, I think that that's probably the best way for me to get ideas is through the actual people who watch the videos. And so if you guys have a video request, go ahead and let me know. 3 things that are happening for sure are Shadowmourne, Flamebreaker Guide, and also I think it's the Odoar non-meta achievements. And so those 3 things are happening, so you don't really need to mention those. But other than that, I'd love to hear like kind of what people would want to see, and I'm kind of it's not that I'm really at a loss of things to do. Like there are a lot of things that I could make videos about, and the reason that I don't is, as I said before, I don't really like to create non-content. And what I mean by that is that just pretty much like me talking about something that doesn't really matter, and that's why I wanted to talk about like the token thing and just some other stuff too, just to kind of put this all into one video, just so it's not, I guess, like a waste of time for people to watch it. Sure. And so I did want to kind of, I guess, like put that information out there and ask you guys, what do you want to see the channel? Because like I have my ideas, and usually I have pretty good ideas, obviously, because a lot of people watch the videos, but it always helps me a lot to know what you guys want to see too. It actually helps me a lot more actually than just thinking of it myself in a lot of ways. One thing that I would really kind of wish that Blizzard would do, and this is going to be, I guess, like the last thing I talk about, is that like on Twitter, it seems like there are a lot of responses. Like you get a lot of, I guess, like communication from the community managers and everything like that. And on the general forums, you really don't get as much. And I think that that in itself is frustrating. But I really wish that on the, what do you call it? I guess like I don't really know where they could do this. I guess it could be like on Twitter, but I don't really think Twitter would be a very good platform for doing this. I wish basically that Blizzard would do like a bi-weekly or weekly or something like that, where players ask like 5 to 10 questions about like, I guess, like the state of the game, and Blizzard kind of communicates with the players, because I think that more so than the things not happening themselves. And another example of this, I don't really want to get too off track with this, and this is going to be hopefully the last tangent I go on, is that an example of like non-communication is the Blackrock Foundry missions. Now, whenever I made my video, I actually unintentionally had some misinformation about it. Now, nobody really knows how to actually trigger a Mythic Blackrock Foundry cache, and Blizzard was being very secretive about it, and there's really no reason for that because all it's going to do is frustrate people, and it was extremely annoying to me to see that, and I have no idea, like, why would they do that? Anyways, so that's kind of one thing that's just an example of like this like non-communication. And there's been a lot of people who have brought up concerns about like garrisons being, I guess, like very time consuming, and like on their alts, like having like 5 or 6 garrisons to keep up, and then like the foundry missions and everything. And so none of that stuff has really been, I guess like noted, or I guess like communicate that Blizzard, I guess like acknowledges this or whatever. Like they don't really give you a response out of this, and I really wish that they could do a thing where like every week they would answer like 10 of the most, I guess, like upvoted or like highly voted or controversial or popular or whatever questions that people have, or at least like give some insight as to where things are going. And because I think that more than the things not happening, what really bothers me is that there's just no real reason for like what is happening, like what is going on. I don't know. I'm sure they do, but I wish that I did too, or at least to a little bit, a little bit of a degree. It's like people had this whole expectation of like the Iron Docks, like some like Iron Docks. What was it? Some like quest line. It wasn't really a quest line, but it was like a questing hub, like a daily hub. And it turns out that it wasn't at all. It was just like a breadcrumb quest to lead you into Tannin Jungle for 6.2. And so if Blizzard had just said, hey, this is what it is, like pretty early on, people wouldn't have had that misconception. But I think the communication has just been really kind of lacking, and I hope that they can do something to, I guess, facilitate communication better between players and developers. And so anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I've got to talk about. I didn't really put like a whole lot of, I guess, like jokes into this video or whatever else. I just want to talk to you guys, straight up, real talk. Real name, no gimmicks, or at least the second part, uh, about pretty much how I feel about things, and also about the information about the WoW token. You guys might want to know about that. And just again, so if you guys want to see something different in the video, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll see if I can make it happen. So that's pretty much all I've got. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.